The big push right now is keep plants running and the stripping crew stay out ahead of them. We can't afford anything that keeps us down for too long.
Just when you thought Parker Schnabel's incredible journey couldn't be more inspiring, shocking new details have emerged. Behind the glittering facade of success lies a story full of grit, sacrifices, and heartaches. From the icy terrains of Alaska to becoming a global mining icon, Parker's path is nothing short of extraordinary. But now, troubling revelations about his life have surfaced. Could these be the defining moments that change everything for Parker Schnabel? Let's dive in. The journey to mining stardom. Parker Schnabel wasn't just thrown into the world of mining, he was born into it. Even though Parker grew up in Haines, Alaska, his youth was anything but normal. Parker Schnabel was watching his famous Alaskan mining grandpa John Schnabel play video games while other kids would play. John's love of gold and his huge personality had a big impact on Parker. They were also his first look into the difficult but gratifying world of mining. But could Parker's early contact have also set him up for a life of constant stress? Parker took over the family's mine business, Big Nugget Mine, when his grandfather's health got worse when he was only 16 years old. A lot of people didn't believe in the brave move. After all, how often does a youth run a business that requires both smart money management and strong mental toughness? But Parker not only did well, he also broke standards. By the time he started on Gold Rush, people were really interested in this young man who wasn't going to let his age define him. What made this kid want to work in a field where failure is common? Parker's success on Gold Rush wasn't due to luck. It was hard work and determination. His determination was the talk of the show as soon as he walked on stage. People watched him deal with a lot of problems like broken equipment, bad weather, and goals that seemed impossible to meet. Parker didn't just get through these problems, though. He used them to push himself forward. He was known as a mining genius because he could think quickly on his feet and never gave up. Still, was Parker giving up too much of his youth for all his success? His fame came from the show, but it also put a lot of pressure on him. If you're not good at risk-taking, the mining business is not for you. One wrong move could ruin your finances. Things were even more important for Parker. It wasn't easy for him to lead a group of workers, many of whom were twice his age. He had to show that he was both skilled and able to lead. Some people said, "Why should anyone follow orders from a kid?" Instead, Parker got results, breaking records season after season. Did his success show that age doesn't matter, or did it cost him something? Parker has been very focused on one goal his whole journey: to strike gold, both physically and figuratively. But his story isn't just about money. It's also about having the determination to do great things. "Success doesn't come without sacrifice," Parker said one time. This saying is more true with each season that goes by. Parker's life has been anything but normal. He has worked hard 18-hour days and missed out on normal teen things. But does this kind of commitment ever cost more than it's worth? Parker dreamed bigger as his fame grew. He started to grow his business, which meant that every move he made came with bigger risks. Parker's drive seemed uncontrollable, whether he was mining bigger plots or going into new areas. But whispers started to come out from behind the scenes. Do you think Parker was working too hard? Could his never-ending search for gold end up being his downfall? Parker Schnabel's story isn't just about digging, it's also about being strong, having goals, and never giving up on a dream. That being said, there is still one question that stands out. How much is too much when success could cost you everything? Keep reading as we reveal the hidden facts about Parker's quick rise to fame and the sacrifices that may haunt him forever. Parker Schnabel's recent triumphs that everyone is talking about. Parker Schnabel's name has become linked to mining success, but his most recent projects have taken his work to a whole new level. Dominion Creek is the center of all this excitement. It is a spot that is full of possibilities and is worth an amazing $15 million. Dominion Creek has huge gold deposits that could bring in a lot of money, but it will also take a huge amount of work. Parker's choice to take on such a risky project shows how ambitious he is. and how willing he is to take risks. Dominion Creek isn't just another mine. It's a place where Parker can show how his skills and leadership are growing. Parker, who is known for pushing the limits, has put a lot of money and time into this project, putting together cutting-edge tools and a skilled team to make sure it succeeds. But there are some problems with the job. Because the site is in a rough area and the weather is always changing, every ounce of gold taken out costs a lot, both financially and mentally and physically for everyone who works there. Parker has reached out to people all over the world, showing that his idea for mining has no borders. His study in Australia was more than just a business deal. It showed how flexible he was. Australia's harsh environment and unique rock formations were challenges that even experienced miners might have been afraid to face, but Parker was determined as always. This trip was about more than just gold. It was a test of how strong he was and how willing he was to learn new ways to mine in a totally different area. Parker's mining business has also grown a lot since Papua New Guinea was added. The area is famous for its pure gold mines, but it can be hard to get around and follow the rules when it comes to the environment. Parker isn't just interested in making money from this business. He also wants to leave a legacy that combines innovation with duty. He is trying to find a balance between large-scale extraction and sustainability, which shows that he has a better sense of the future of the business. These results are great, but they also bring more pressure. Parker has to make choices that can affect not only his operations, but also the way his crew makes a living, because he is in charge of sites on several countries. He does not take this duty lightly. In recent interviews, Parker has talked about some of the huge stress that comes with growing his business. He has said that the demands can be too much at times. Parker's approach to digging keeps changing, even though there are problems. He's not just a young man looking for gold anymore. He's a business leader who is planning the future of the field. Because he spends money on new technology and stresses teamwork, he stands out as a leader. Still, it's hard not to wonder how long he can keep up this constant speed. Is the cost of success something he's ready to deal with? Parker's most recent successes show that he can change and do well in a field that is as unpredictable as the gold he is looking for. Dominion Creek, Australia, and Papua New Guinea are all examples of not only growing in size, but also growing as a person. Parker is no longer just after gold. He's changing what it means to be a modern miner by finding a balance between greed and duty. Parker Schnabel's work has grown to great heights, but it has taken a huge toll on his personal life. This shows that success often costs something. For Parker, mining is more than just a job. It's a way of life that requires all of his energy and attention. There hasn't been much room for balance in his never-ending quest for greatness, and the sacrifices he's made along the way are both deep and personal. One of the hardest parts of Parker's journey has been how it has changed his connections. It's hard to stay close to people because of the long hours, constant travel, and huge stress of running a mining business. Parker has been very open about how hard this way of life has been on his friendships and relationships with women. He says that mining often comes first. For someone who is so driven, having such a single goal can be hard, leaving Parker to figure out how to be successful mostly by himself. Parker's mental strength has been put to the test many times, especially after losing someone close to her. The death of his grandpa, John Schnabel, changed his life in a big way. John was more than just Parker's family member. He was also his biggest fan and mentor. John shaped Parker's work and character. Not only did Parker's personal life feel empty without him, but he also had to take on even more responsibility at a young age. Making sure that his grandfather's work lives on has been both an inspiration and a heavy responsibility. Another part of Parker's life that most people don't notice is how hard digging is on his body and mind. Parker is at risk of burnout because his days often turn into nights. He has to make tough choices, and he is always under pressure to do better. He has talked about the stress and worry that come with his job in an honest way. Parker is very interested in mining, but even he knows that it is bad for his health and wants to do something about it. Parker's trip is already hard enough without having to worry about meeting the needs of his crew. Parker has a strong sense of duty because he is in charge of a group of people who depend on him for their jobs. His drive to do well isn't just for his own fame, it's also to make sure that his team does well. As he tries to balance the needs of his crew with the needs of the business, this responsibility often takes away from his own peace of mind. In spite of these problems, Parker keeps going, showing a strength that makes us admire others. He is strong and determined because he can handle the mental, physical, and emotional difficulties of mining. He keeps going, but the question still stands. How much longer can he take before the costs of success become too high? Parker's story is one of both victory and loss, and it shows that even the biggest successes often come with dark sides. The world sees the gold and glory, but behind the scenes there is a man who has given up everything for his dream. Parker is still changing the rules of what it means to be a modern miner. His journey is both an inspiration and a warning, showing the amazing highs and sad lows of trying to be the best. What no one tells you about Parker Schnabel's. In Gold Rush Season 15, Parker Schnabel's journey has not been a smooth one. People who watch the show see the excitement of finding and the glittering rewards of success. But behind the scenes, there are endless problems and sleepless nights. Parker has been pushed to his limits this season, with obstacles that would make even the most experienced miners question their way. One of the most intense plots this season is about how limits crush people. The mining season is famously short because of the harsh weather that doesn't let up. Parker's team was in a race against time like never before because the ground could freeze and end the season early. Every day they lost because of broken tools or low yields hurt their main goal. Parker's leadership has been put to the test like never before by the need to meet these tight deadlines and the constant grind of 16-hour workdays. Stress over money has also been a common theme this season. There were huge risks involved in the choice to spend a lot of money on new equipment and grow the business. Parker decided to take a big risk on new cutting-edge tools in order to get more work done, but it cost a lot. Taking care of these tools, making sure they work at their best, and paying for their upkeep added to the stress. If one thing goes wrong, there could be huge delays that make the whole season not profitable. The human factor has made these problems even worse. When things are this stressful, it takes a lot of patience and guidance to keep your team together. People on Parker's team have a wide range of skills, personalities, and tempers. This season, one of Parker's hardest jobs has been to keep morale high while meeting very high standards. As problems piled up, tensions rose, and Parker often had to walk a fine line between pushing his team and keeping them motivated. Mother Nature seemed determined to keep Parker on his toes, which made things even more exciting. Bad weather that was hard to predict caused chaos. Heavy rains turned mine sites into mud pits and slowed down work. At times, the team had to fight not only the ground but also the weather, which made the harsh truth of mining life even clearer. It became clear with each problem that nature always wins in the world of gold mine. Parker has been honest about how hard this season has been on him emotionally. He talked about the huge stress he feels every day in a rare conversation. He said, "It's not just about digging for gold. It's about handling people, money, and expectations, and I feel like I'm drowning in it all at times." In these words, he shows how heavy it is for him to balance his goals and the huge tasks he has. Even with these problems, Parker's unwavering drive and determination are still clear. He has become a better worker and leader because of what he has learnt this season. Every failure has been met with determination, and every problem has been met with a firm resolve to keep going. The question that everyone can't help but ask is whether this season will be known as the one that made Parker famous or the one that almost broke him. Parker's journey in Season 15 of Gold Rush is a stark warning that there are costs that come with happiness. Mining can pay off hugely, but you have to work very hard and make a lot of sacrifices to get there. Parker has shown how tough and determined he is this season, but it makes you wonder how much longer he can keep up this pace. Fans can't wait for the next story, and the young mining star has never had more at stake. The heart of Parker's journey. At the heart of Parker Schnabel's amazing story is the impact that his grandpa, John Schnabel, had on him. John was a legend in his own right. He wasn't just a miner. He was also Parker's guide and source of inspiration as he began his journey into gold mining. John's death left a hole in Parker's life, but his memory continues to inspire and guide him in every choice he makes. He was a pioneer who saw opportunities where others saw problems. John Schnabel wasn't just any miner. He became interested in mining later in life, but he quickly became a powerful figure in the field. John became a role model for wisdom and toughness in an industry known for its harsh truths when he owned and ran the Big Nugget mine in Alaska. People in his field respected and admired him because he was known for being fair and working hard. Parker saw John as more than just his grandpa. He saw him as a leader. From a very young age, Parker spent a lot of time with John and learned a lot about life and mines. Parker's character was shaped by John's patient guidance. He taught him to work hard and be determined, which would become the basis of his success. John was the first person to give Parker control of the Big Nugget mine. This was the start of Parker's rise to fame. John's impact on Parker's way of mining can still be felt, even though he has died. Parker thinks a lot about the lessons his grandfather gave him, like how important it is to keep going even when things get hard and be honest. A tearful Parker said, "My grandfather always said, 'Do it right or don't do it at all.'" Parker has said those words over and over again, and they help him through the good and bad times in his work. John's impact goes beyond the mine as well. He was known for always being positive and believing in the power of working together. Parker is a good leader because he puts these values into action by making sure his team feels supported and appreciated. Even though the stresses of mining can sometimes cause fights, Parker's efforts to build unity among his crew are in line with the values his grandpa held dear. The friendship between Parker and John is one of the most important themes in the Gold Rush series, and fans all over the world feel it strongly. People have seen Parker carry on his grandfather's dreams and make them come true in ways that John might not have thought possible. Still, Parker has to deal with the problems that come with working in a business that changes quickly. What would John think of Parker's most recent successes and failures? John's history shows that getting rich isn't just about money. It's about the people who make us feel good, the lessons we learn, and the marks we leave behind. Parker wants to honor his grandfather's memory in more ways than one. He wants to do this by living up to the values that John showed all through his life. Parker is still making his own way, but John's spirit is always with him. This will make sure that the Schnabel name will always be associated with success. The secrets behind Parker Schnabel's financial triumphs and setbacks. Parker Schnabel's journey with money has been just as interesting as his time in the goldfields. Having a net worth of more than $8 million makes it easy to get lost in the numbers. But this wealth comes with a maze of risks, reinvestments, and surprises that show how expensive it really is to build a kingdom in the iron ore business. Mining is a game with a lot at stake, and Parker has learned how to play it well. Parker has a forward-thinking approach to handling his wealth, which is different from many of his peers who strike it rich only to waste their money. He puts a lot of his money back into his business to buy new tools, hire more people, and explore new mining areas that haven't been explored yet. He has been able to grow his business and stay ahead of the competition by reinvesting his profits. But it's also a risk. Every dollar put back into the business is a dollar lost, and the risks are always there because gold prices change so quickly. Parker's purchase of state-of-the-art mining tools was one of his bravest financial moves. Even though they are expensive, these tools have made his business much more efficient. A single state-of-the-art wash plant, for example, can cost more than $500,000. However, it is a good investment because it can handle more material in less time. This method does, however, come with some problems. Breakdowns and upkeep costs often cut into profits, so Parker has to walk a fine line between getting the most work done and keeping costs low. Parker's trips away from his home in Alaska have also been a cash balancing act. When he went abroad, especially to Australia and Papua New Guinea, it opened up new chances for him but also caused some problems. Parker's financial skills have been put to the test by the logistics of doing business in other countries, following different rules, and dealing with unexpected environmental problems. He has stayed ahead of the curve, though, thanks to his ability to change and adapt. Parker has had many setbacks in the past, despite his amazing financial success. Unexpected things can happen in mining, and even the most skilled operators can get hurt. Parker has lost a lot of money because of things like sites that don't produce anything, and operating costs that keep going up. These problems are a stark warning that there is no such thing as a sure thing in the mining business. But Parker is different because he is strong and ready to learn from these problems. He does not see losses as failures. Instead, he sees them as chances to grow. His ability to think strategically and his determination to keep going have been key to his long-term success. In mining, it's not about how much gold you find. It's about how you get back on your feet when things don't go as planned. He says this a lot. He is building his business so quickly, though, that it makes you wonder if Parker is taking on too much. It's a lot of pressure to run various businesses, keep them profitable, and meet the needs of fans and other important people. Even though he's done good work in the past, the future is full of unknowns. Will Parker be able to keep his empire going even though the odds are against him, or will his goals finally catch up with him? Part 7. How fans reacted and surprising behind-the-scenes details, 600 words. Parker Schnabel has always been a controversial figure, and Season 15 of Gold Rush has only made people more interested in him. His unwavering drive and no-nonsense attitude have won him a lot of fans, but they have also caused watchers to argue. Anyone can say they love Parker or find him hard to read. Either way, his story has captivated millions of people around the world. A lot of Parker fans have taken to social media to talk about his recent problems. People on social media sites like Twitter and Instagram have praised his work ethic and ability to keep calm when things get tough. "What a machine Parker is," said one fan on Twitter. "He just keeps going forward no matter what life throws at him." Others have talked about how good of a boss he is and how he can motivate his team even when things go wrong. But not all of the response has been great. Some Parker fans have said that his frequent outbursts show that his strong focus on success can sometimes make people dislike him. Someone on a well-known website said, "I get that Parker wants to win, but he needs to remember that his crew are people, not machines." These different points of view show how complicated Parker's personality is and how hard it is to be a leader in a high-stress situation. Parker has been more open than ever about how hard his job is on him behind the scenes. He recently said in an interview that the pressure to achieve can be too much. He said, "It's hard to turn it off. My thoughts are always racing about what to do next, even when I'm not working." Fans like seeing the human side of the mining superstar, and this weakness has hit home with them. The Gold Rush production team has also shared inside information about Parker's story that has helped shed light on it. The people on his crew have said that he is both strict and inspiring, and that he isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. One reporter said, "He was the first person there and the last person to leave. Parker does more than talk the talk. He walks the walk." It's interesting that Parker's desire to interact with fans has made them like him even more. He has built a strong relationship with his audience by doing things like live quandas and posting pictures from his life on Instagram. This openness has made fans care about his story, which has turned casual viewers into loyal supporters. One of the best things about Gold Rush is its community of fans, and Parker's story is a big part of what makes it so appealing. People are very interested in his story, whether they are rooting for him or arguing with the choices he makes. As the season goes on, everyone's mind is on one thing: How will Parker handle the problems that lie ahead, and what surprises are still in store? Fans' comments to Parker's problems and successes show how interesting his story is even after all these years. Parker Schnabel's trip is far from over, but one thing is for sure. His name will always be linked to drive, determination, and the never-ending search for gold. What's next for Parker Schnabel? Parker Schnabel's story has been one of relentless ambition, but the question lingering in every fan's mind is, what's next for this mining maverick? As Gold Rush Season 15 unfolds, whispers of new projects and unexpected ventures are beginning to surface, fueling speculation about the future of Parker's empire. Could his next steps redefine the mining industry, or perhaps take him in an entirely different direction? One area of potential growth lies in Parker's international pursuits. His ventures in Australia and Papua New Guinea have demonstrated his ability to adapt to diverse mining environments. These explorations have not only expanded his portfolio, but also positioned him as a global player in the industry. With mining hotspots emerging in Africa and South America, many wonder if Parker is eyeing these regions for his next big move. After all, his willingness to take risks and embrace new challenges has been the cornerstone of his success. But mining isn't Parker's only interest. Over the years, he's expressed a keen curiosity about sustainability and technology. Could Parker leverage his platform to champion eco-friendly mining practices? The environmental impact of traditional mining has been a hot topic, and a pivot towards greener operations could set Parker apart from his competitors. Imagine a line of innovative, sustainable mining equipment or an initiative to rehabilitate former mining sites. This could be Parker's way of leaving a lasting legacy. Another intriguing possibility is Parker's involvement in media and storytelling. Having spent more than a decade as a central figure on Gold Rush, he's no stranger to the camera. Parker's insights into the mining world, combined with his candid personality, make him a natural fit for documentaries or even his own series. A deeper dive into the untold stories of the mining industry could captivate audiences and solidify his status as a cultural icon. Beyond professional ventures, Parker's personal life remains a topic of speculation. Fans have often wondered if he will step back from the relentless grind of mining to focus on relationships, travel, or other passions. While Parker has always prioritized work over leisure, could a shift in perspective inspire him to strike a balance between ambition and personal fulfillment? It's a question that adds a layer of humanity to his larger-than-life persona. Parker has also hinted at mentoring the next generation of miners. His journey began under the guidance of his grandfather, John Schnabel, and perhaps he sees an opportunity to pass the torch. A mentorship program or training academy could be Parker's way of giving back to the community and ensuring that the legacy of responsible and innovative mining continues. As we look to the future, one thing is clear. Parker's ambition knows no bounds. Whether it's conquering new territories, revolutionizing the industry, or finding a new passion to pour his energy into, his next chapter promises to be as compelling as the ones that preceded it. But with great ambition comes great uncertainty. Will Parker's next move elevate him to new heights, or will the weight of his empire test him like never before? Parker Schnabel's journey is a testament to the power of grit, innovation, and resilience. From his early days under John Schnabel's mentorship to his recent triumphs and challenges, Parker's story has been nothing short of extraordinary. But what lies ahead for the mining prodigy? Could his next steps redefine the industry or lead him down an entirely new path? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think the future holds for Parker Schnabel?